Hey everyone, this is Talmadge Boyd, and if you're like me, you're a big fan of the Zi8. You're also a big fan of Final Cut Express because it's incredibly powerful and very easy to use. But you've discovered that when you pull in a file from the Zi8 and you pull it into Final Cut Express, you've got to render that file out in order to see it and to work with. And that can take a lot of time. So tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to convert the H.264 codec that comes in on the Zi8 into an Apple intermediary codec that's native to Final Cut Express, and that way we can really significantly reduce your workflow and kind of make your life a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do obviously is import the file. We're going to use a file that I imported earlier. This is this 930 by 520. And when you pull it in, go ahead and take a look at the info here. You'll see that it's 251 meg on the disk, 1920 by 1080, but it is that H.264 codec, which is really a finishing codec. It's something that you want to finish up on and distribute with versus something that you want to work with. And so we're going to convert this into something that's a little bit more workable. So go ahead and close that, and we're going to open up Final Cut Express. Create a new project, and we're going to bring in that file that we just imported now, and we're going to show a couple things here. So there it is. Let's drag it into the timeline, and you're going to immediately get the red line of death here that you have to render the file. So let's render it and see how long it would take for us to actually work with this clip. Command R. Starting to write the video here, and remember, this is about a 4-minute clip, something's pretty average size. Okay, so 39-40 minutes. I think that's just going to take too long. It's a little bit frustrating. So let's cancel that out. I'm going to go ahead and delete this clip out of my project. And what we're going to do is open up a piece of software called MPEG Streamclip. Now this is free. It's by a company called Squared 5, and it's really easy to use. First thing we're going to do is open up the file. There it is. And then we're going to choose the codec that we want to convert it to. So go back to File. We're going to export to QuickTime. We're going to choose this Apple Intermediate codec. Move that up to 100%. And we're going to go for the 1920 by 1080, which is what we shot in. And that's really all you need to do. So go ahead and make your movie. We'll change the name here so we don't overwrite anything. And it's going to start encoding. And this process has taken me about 7 to 8 minutes every time I do it, which is significantly shorter than that 45 minutes that it takes to render in Final Cut Express. And I'm not going to let you sit here and watch it the whole time just for the interest of time, but it's pretty short. It's not too bad. Go ahead and stop. Close that out. And when it gets done, what it's going to do is kick out your little clip here. I've named this one 1 instead of 2. Let's go ahead and get the info on it. And you can see that it's converted it from a 251 meg file to a 2.8 gig file. So it's gotten pretty big. It's still at 1920 by 1080, and it's using that Apple Intermediate codec, which is the codec that we want to be using. Let's bring back up Final Cut Express. Let's bring in the file that we want to use, which is this brand new one. All right, so drag into the timeline. And look at that, we've got a nice gray bar, and we can scrub, and we can play. So this towel, I'm talking about the things in my head, and that's really it. By following this process, you can really from 45 minutes down to 7 minutes, and should make you a lot happier when you're working with Final Cut Express. And that's about it. So I hope this has been helpful. My name's Talmadge Boyd, and good night. Bye bye.